Warning, F-bombs are armed and may be dropped. Okay. I just finished watching a video by Tim Pool talking about the Ilhan OMAR versus Dan Crenshaw versus Donald Trump. I think it's Daddy Trump. Alright. 2 weeks ago, I think it was, Ilhan said something that was disgustingly inappropriate. Alright? She tried to almost rewrite history by suggesting that 9/11 was basically a big practical joke. Days like that make my head hurt. They do. They make my head hurt. You know why? Because it's the degree of depraved indifference to reality. Alright. Mr. Crenshaw called her out on the mat. And he didn't say anything inappropriate. Alright. He called her words unbelievable. And he's right. It's disgusting. Alright. For her to minimize 9/11, especially the way she did, some people who did something, that was an act of violence by her own rules, which she explains, 3 days later? That was an act of violence. Crenshaw calls her on the mat, and that's when she declares that this was a call for violence. Well, you know what? No. What you did was a call for violence. Now, Mr. President, stop tweeting. Alright? You do it badly. You make a lot of points with your base, but history's going to look back, even right now, historians are looking back and saying, gee, that was kind of a dumb thing to say, wasn't it? Alright. And I know anything can be taken out of context. But, yeah, a lot of what you've said is not being taken out of context. Alright? Stop tweeting. Better still, keep tweeting. But keep tweeting like a very, very short synopsis version of a full statement. That would work way better, I think. Now, Ms. Omar, this is for you. Tim used the word crop dusting to describe what you do. You get in close, you spray it everywhere, just a little bit everywhere. The purpose of crop dusting is to fertilize and to encourage what you want, fertilize, or to discourage what you don't want, to kill off what you don't want when they dust pesticides and herbicides. And that is exactly what you are doing. You're trying to silence those who are legitimately criticizing you, like Mr. Crenshaw with his unbelievable statement, and encourage your followers to do exactly what you are doing. And you know, this reminds me so much of one of my favorite anti-fascist statements. Tell a lie, make it big, and tell it often enough, and sooner or later, people will believe you, and you will come to believe it yourself. Those were the words of Joseph Goebbels. It's not an exact quote. Nobody knows what the exact quote was, but it was during the 1934 Nuremberg rally. That happened. Fascist book, go fuck yourself. You're doing exactly that, ma'am. The fact that you refuse to admit it It's not that you can't see it. It's that you refuse to admit it. You are a fascist. You are a traitor. Excuse me, a terrorist. Whether you're a traitor or not, totally separate subject. I'm not actually in a position to judge that just yet. Are you a mole? A spy? Or are you a traitor? Good question. Where are your loyalties, ma'am? Because they're clearly not to the United States. I don't even think your loyalties are to your constituents, the Somali community. The people that you represent, I honestly believe you are prepared to throw them under the bus and leave every last one of them to die for your advantage. Or is it for your true masters? Are you just a mole against the United States, or are you a traitor to your people? That's a good question. I'll let a court decide that. And to the people of Dearborn, especially the Somali community of Dearborn, if I were you, I would seriously just start carrying. Illegal or not. Start carrying something. Knife, pepper spray, obviously gun, something. Because you need protection against your own representative in Congress. March your butts down to a courthouse and recall her and swear out a warrant. I can't. I would. But I really can't because I'm not the one she's trying to murder. You are. So swear out a warrant for conspiracy to commit murder. Because that is what she is doing. And you need protection against your own representative in Congress. And I am going to pay dearly for this. But it is worth every last minute in prison that I will spend. On a related note, do not initiate any kind of violence against her. Don't do that. That's actually murder or attempted murder. Don't worry. She will initiate the violence against you. Give her another 6 months. To the Dearborn Police Department, seriously, start getting this one ready. You're going to need the handcuffs. Keep calm. Mandatory carry on. And, yeah, go see the movie.